Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Shri Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Shri Mahadurgaye Namaha. Om Shri Ram Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Satgurave Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamaya Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagini Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shankaram Paramanandam Brahmanishtam Yatishwaram Bhashya Bhrantiharam Vande Shuddhajnanaikabodhakam Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Parvati Pataye, Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om, Hari Om. We shall begin with the Shanti Mantra. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranashchakshusrotramatho Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Ma Brahma Nirakarot Anirakaranamastvanirakaranam me astu Tadatmani nirateyopanishadsu dharmaha te mayi santu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So Naradji enumerates, gives a long list of all that he has learned, the Vedas, the Itihas, the various types of Vidyas. All of them are indicated as Nam. So the whole world, with all its activities and whatever is revealed about this world in the Vedas and other Shastras, are all just name, because this world is an expression of that Supreme Brahma. And this expression has its name. So when you trace the world back to its source, we come to understand that the source is Brahma. The world is also experienced by me. So there is an experiencer of this world who gains the knowledge of this world, who gains an experience of this world. So if one traces back the experiencer, that also will lead one to that Supreme Brahma. So our experience of this world, all that we know about this world, can be expressed as just a name. And subtler than that name is speech, because through speech only the name gets revealed. But the speech and the name are contained in the mind. When we think about speaking, then we speak. And the name also is contained in the mind. Just as two little fruits are kept in our palm, the fruits are covered by the palm, by the fist. In the same way, the name and the speech is covered by the mind. The mind is subtler than the speech. So the thought comes in the mind and then we speak. The thought comes in the mind and then we act. So the mind propels the speech. So Naradji was told that you meditate on mind as Brahma. So then Naradji asked his teacher Sanat Kumarji that is there anything subtler than mind? Is there something greater than mind? Asti bhagavo manaso bhuya iti. Then the teacher said, Manaso vava bhuya asti iti. Then Naradji requested the teacher, Tanme Bhagwan Bravitu iti. That please tell me about that which is subtler than the mind. So now in this fourth section, the teacher reveals what is subtler, what is greater than the mind. So let us chant mantra number 1, section 4. Sankalpo vava manaso bhuyat yada vai sankalpayate अथ मनस्यति अथ वाचम् ईरयति तामो नाम्नि ईरयति नाम्नि मंत्रा एकं भवन्ति मंत्रेषु कर्माणि. Once more. संकल्पो वाव मनसो भूयात् यदा वै संकल्पयते अथ मनस्यति अथ वाचमीरयति तामुनाम्नीरयति नाम्नि मंत्रा एकं भवन्ति मंत्रेषु कर्माणि. The teacher says that Sankalpa is greater than the mind. Sankalpa cannot be fully translated in other languages. In English also it cannot be fully translated. So we will use the term Sankalpa itself and try to understand its meaning. Shankaracharya ji says in his Bhashya that Sankalpo Vava Manasaha Bhuyam Sankalpopi Manasyanavat Antakarana Vrittihi Kartavya Akartavya Vishaya Vibhagena Samarthanam. Shankaracharya says that Sankalpa also is a thought of the Antakaran, just like the mind. Similarly, the Sankalpa is also a thought, but it is the thought where one decides, one thinks about what is kartavya and what is not our kartavya. We distinguish it properly and then decide that this is the kartavya, and we proceed to do it. Sankalpa is like a visualization, samyak kalpana. So what we have to do, we imagine it in our mind, and then we proceed to do it accordingly. Just as to give a worldly example, the thought comes into our mind. Let us say that let me go to the market and buy a new dress. So the whole visualization happens in my mind of going to the market, going to a particular shop. I visualize the type of dress I want to buy. And once that visualization happens, then the mind gets activated, and the mind activates the body, and accordingly the action happens. Shankaracharya ji gives example from the scriptural standpoint. He says that yada vai sankalpayate kartavyadi vishayan vibhajat idam kartum yuktam iti. That when we have that desire in our mind that we have this action has to be performed, this action has to be done, then the mind gets activated and mind, that thought comes that let me study this mantra, and thereafter the thought comes, let me chant this mantra, and we chant that mantra and perform the actions indicated in the mantras. So all this is activated by the Sankalpa. Sometimes the Sankalpa can be just for a short action, but at times the Sankalpa is there for our entire pravritti, in which direction we want to lead our life. We take that Sankalpa, and based on that Sankalpa, all our actions and all our thinking is motivated. Even in our regular puja and other religious activities, before we begin the puja, we have to take the sankalpa. We mention the exact time, the exact place where we are doing the puja. We also mention who am I who is doing that puja. And then we also mention why we are doing that puja. Shraddha Bhakti Jnana Vairagya Praptyartham. For attaining Shraddha Bhakti Jnana Vairagya, for the welfare of my family, for the welfare of the society, whatever my sankalpa is there, I express it. And thereafter, I begin the puja. So the whole puja is propelled by that sankalpa only. So till the whole puja is over, the sankalpa propels each and every action which is happening in that puja. Similarly, in life, we take a sankalpa that I want to attain this particular goal. That goal can be achieved maybe after many years, but I take that sankalpa, sometimes propelled by my parents or the society. The parents want me to become let us say, a doctor, and I take that sankalpa in my mind. At times I express it also that yes, I will become a doctor and I will serve the patients, take care of them. So even when I am in the school or higher secondary class, I take this sankalpa, then all my actions, all my activities, knowingly, unknowingly, gets propelled by that sankalpa and takes me towards that goal. The stronger and powerful is my sankalpa. With that strength, I will move towards my goal. Therefore, the Shastras, they tell us that you should take Shubha Sankalpa, Shiva Sankalpa. Take an auspicious Sankalpa, a desire, a will, and let then your life be propelled by that Sankalpa. The little details of our actions and thinking and speech, etc., everything gets propelled by that Sankalpa itself. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan tells Arjuna that you stand up and take this sankalpa of fighting this uh, war against this all adharmic people. Yuddhaya kritanishchayah. You take a firm resolve to fight this war. Arjuna had become weak. Arjuna had got confused, and therefore he could not take that sankalpa. He was so thoroughly confused. But after listening to Bhagwan, after listening to the entire Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna took that sankalpa. Karishye vachanam tava. He said, I will do as you have advised me, as you have guided me. And with that sankalpa, he fought that war. The entire war was fought with that firm resolve. So the detailed thinking and speaking, etc., it follows the sankalpa. If the sankalpa is strong, the sankalpa is positive, then accordingly the mind thinks and the actions follow. And that's what Bhagwan, the scriptures tells here. Ki sankalpo vava manaso bhuyat, bhuyan. This sankalpa is greater than the mind. Because the mind, the thinking also is propelled by a sankalpa only. Yada vai sankalpayate atha manasyati. As we have the sankalpa, so is the thinking. Therefore, when we look at a person in this world moving in a particular direction, doing different types of action, we have to understand in order to understand that person, we have to understand the sankalpa which he has taken, which is there behind his mind. When Bhagwan Ramchandra ji went to the forest, and as he was passing through the forest, at one place he saw lots of bones, a mountain full of bones were there. So he asked that whose bones are these? And they said these are the various tapasvis, rishi munis who were doing tapas here. They were killed by these rakshasas. They were tortured by them, and the bones are lying everywhere. So Ramchandraji was very, very disturbed by this, and he took a sankalpa there that I will destroy all the rakshasas from this world. That is my sankalpa. And with that sankalpa, he moved. All his actions, all his thinking, all his words got propelled by this sankalpa alone. Therefore, the teacher says, the Shastra says, कि संकल्पयते यदा वै संकल्पयते अत मनस्यति. That as we do the sankalpa, so the thinking happens. Atha vacham irayati. And as the mind thinks, so the words are uttered. The words are uttered. Tamu nam irayati. And accordingly, the name is uttered. And namni mantraha ekam bhavanti, and in the name all the mantras become one. All the mantras of the Shastras merge in name because all of them are nothing but name. And mantreshu karmani, and in all the mantras, the karmas are mentioned. So all the karmas are there indicated in the names. So that is how the importance of Sankalpa is presented here. Shankaracharya writes in his commentary, Mantreshu karmani ekam bhavanti. All karmas, they become one in the mantras. Mantra prakashitani karmani kriyante. Na amantakam asti karma. Because all karma are performed which are indicated in the mantras only. So all the karmas are as though established in the mantras. And all the mantras are established in nama. And nama is uttered by the speech. The speech is propelled by the mind, and the mind is activated by the sankalpa. Shankaracharya also is mentioned ki trai vihitam karmeti prasiddham loke trai shabdascha rit yajus samas samakhya. It is also known that all the mantras are indicated in the three Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, which represents all the Vedas, all the four Vedas. So, Mantreshu Karmani Kavayo Yani Apashyam. In Mundaka Upanishad also, it is mentioned that the great rishis, they saw all the karmas in the mantras. So the Vedas, they are revealed in the form of mantras, and in those mantras are mentioned all the karmas which one should perform. So the karmas are established in the mantras. They become one in the mantras. Therefore, it is appropriate tasmat yuktam mantreshu karmani ekam bhavanti iti. Therefore, it is said all the karmas they become one in the mantras. So, in this way, the importance of Sankalpa is presented here, which is very, very important. That as per our Sankalpa, we perform our action. Sankalpa not only propels the positive action, but Sankalpa also propels negative actions also. Because of Sankalpa, different types of kamnas also gets created in our mind. Different desires get created. And our life gets propelled by those desires. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan, while talking about dhyana, while talking about meditation, he says that we should drop all those kamnas which are propelled by sankalpa. Sankalpa prabhavan kamans tektva sarvan aseshatah. One should drop all the kamnas which are propelled by Sankalpa. Means when we visualize uh, indulging in different pleasures, then the desires arise in our mind. And those desires propel us towards fulfilling those desires by running after various pleasures. Like, for example, we see some advertisement on the television about some dress or about some equipment or about some food or drink. Then we start imagining that if I have that drink, that soft drink, then it will be so nice. It is so warm. I am feeling so thirsty. I want to have that soft drink. So I imagine myself drinking that particular soft drink, and it creates a desire. This is called Sankalpa. Imagining, visualizing is the Sankalpa, and that propels the desire, and it propels me into those actions. But instead of that, if we have Shubha Sankalpa, if we imagine ourselves walking the path of Dharma, if we imagine ourselves, visualize ourselves that all the desires of my mind has gone, I am just sitting peacefully, meditating on the beautiful form of Bhagwan without any fear, without any desire, with full of devotion. If that sankalpa I bring in my mind, then my mind, my speech, everything will get propelled towards fulfillment of that sankalpa. So sankalpa is a very, very uh, powerful thing. Sankalpa is very powerful. It's a it's a powerful nishchay. In Gita 9th chapter, Bhagavan says that apichet suduracharah bhajate mam ananyabha sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisah. That even if a person is durachari, is a very bad person, but if he makes a strong nishchay, a strong sankalpa, that enough is enough, from now on I will follow the path of dharma, I will follow the path of Ishvara and attain him, then Bhagavan says you should consider that person a sadhu only, because he has taken a right sankalpa. That sankalpa will take him towards the goal. It's very, very powerful. So one who takes the right sankalpa will reach that destination. Therefore, sankalpa is more greater, more powerful than the mind. Because the mind means the thinking, is also propelled by sankalpa only. Further, the teacher says in the next mantra, let us chant. Tani hava etani sankalpa ekayanaani संकल्पात्मकानि संकल्पे प्रतिष्ठितानि समक्लपतां द्यावा पृथिवी समकल्पेतां वायुश्च आकाशञ्च समकल्पन्तापश्च तेजश्च तेषां संक्लृप्तये वर्षं संकल्पते वर्षस्य संक्लृप्त्या अन्नं संकल्पते अन्नस्य संक्लृप्त्यै प्राणाः संकल्पन्ते प्राणानां संक्लृप्तये मन्त्राः संकल्पन्ते मन्त्राणां संक्लृप्तये कर्माणि संकल्पन्ते कर्मणां संक्लृप्तये लोकः संकल्पते लोकस्य संक्लृप्तये सर्वं संकल्पते स एष संकल्पः संकल्पम् उपास्वेति. Further the teacher says, तानि हवा एतानि संकल्प एकायनानि, that all these are all these have Sankalpa as their source. Tani hava etani mana adini, like mind, speech, name, mantra, karma, their source is Sankalpa only. They all merge in Sankalpa. They all rise from Sankalpa. So Tani hava etani Sankalpa eka ayanani. Tani hava etani mana adini Sankalpa ekayanani. Sankalpa eka ayanam gamanam pralayo esham tani Sankalpa ekayanani. All of them merge in Sankalpa. Sankalpatmakani. Also Sankalpatmakani and Sankalpe Pratisthitani. Sankalpatmakani means Utpatta Sankalpe. They are all born from Sankalpa. And Pratisthani Stitau. And they are established in Sankalpa. They are sustained by Sankalpa. The thoughts of the mind, the speech, the name, the mantras, the karmas, all of them are born from Sankalpa and they are sustained by Sankalpa. Sankalpa makes them move forward. When I have a strong Sankalpa, then all my activities, all my thinking are propelled by the Sankalpa only. See, when Hanumanji, he goes to Lanka, he brings Bhagwan's Rupa in his Antakarana, he does Namaskar, and he flies towards Lanka. Tulsidas ji mentions that Jimmy Raghupati Karabhana, that Hanumanji is moving towards Lanka like the arrow shot by Sri Ram. See, when Bhagwan shoots an arrow, it is said that Bhagwan's arrow hits the target precisely. It never fails. Bhagwan's arrow never fails. If Bhagwan takes out his arrow and attaches it to his bow and he aims at anything, then that arrow just goes, hits it, and again comes back to him. So Hanumanji goes to Lanka as though like an arrow shot by Sri Ram. So Ramchandraji wanted Hanumanji to go to Lanka, meet Sita ji, create that fear in the minds of all these Rakshasas, burn the whole Lanka, and come back to him. A lot of obstacles came in the way, but Hanumanji could overcome all those obstacles without any problem because he was backed by that strong force and power of Bhagwan's Sankalpa. So similarly in our life, if we want to attain anything, we have to take that strong Sankalpa. But here on the spiritual path, we have to take the Sankalpa of attaining moksha. Such a person is called mumukshu, one who has this strong desire to attain moksha. Then every action, every thought of that person will be guided by that sankalpa only. Then you don't have to worry. We have to just maintain and strengthen that sankalpa itself. Every day, every moment, we should hold on to that sankalpa. Because if that sankalpa becomes weak, then everything will become weak. Then we will not be able to reach our destination. But if the sankalpa is strong, then we will overcome all obstacles and keep on moving ahead. Again in Ramayana, there is a story of Parvati ji. As a little child, as a young girl, she took a sankalpa that I will get married to Shivji, Bhagwan Shiva. I will marry him. And for that I will do tapas with that firm resolve to attain Shiva. And she goes to the forest and she just meditates on Lord Shiva without any distractions, without any other desires. Even the thought of eating gets dropped. Without eating, without drinking, she just focuses on Bhagwan Shiva. Even the Saptarishis come to distract her. They say that why are you doing this tapas? Instead of attaining Shiva, why not attain Vishnu Bhagwan? Give up this desire to attain Shiva. She says no. Janma koti lage ragara hamari, varahu shambhu natu rahu kuvari. She says, even if I have to take crores of birth, I will attain Shiva and Shiva alone. That is my sankalpa. Nothing can shake me. Even if I have to die, I will be born again and move on this path. That is the power of sankalpa. Then the whole nature, all the devatas, everyone then has to bow down in front of that sankalpa. Nothing can come in the way because it's very powerful. That's what the mantra says. कि संकल्पात्मकानि उत्पत्तौ संकल्पे प्रतिष्ठितानि स्थितौ. That all this, the thinking, the speech, the naam, etc., are born in sankalpa and they are sustained by sankalpa. They are all sustained by sankalpa. And then the mantra, the Rishi gives examples. He says, Samat klapatam sankalpam kritavat vatyau iva hi dyavscha prithvicha dyava prithivyo nischale lakshete. The teacher says that you look at this heaven and the earth. Samat klapatam dyava prithvi. They appear as though they have taken sankalpa. The earth and the heavens, the space around, and all the galaxies and all, when we look at them, it appears that they have taken sankalpa. Samat klapatam. Sankalpam kritavatyo iva hi dyavscha prithvicha dyava prithvi. Dyava prithivyo nischale lakshete, because they appear steady on their path. They appear unshaken on their path. See, the mantra gives example from nature itself. And the most fascinating thing in nature we see that they are extremely steady on their path. They follow precise rules, precise laws. Nothing comes in the way of their functioning. They keep following their laws. Like this Prithvi in which we are living constantly revolves, constantly rotates. The different seasons come, the different changes happen in the topography and all. The Prithvi remains in its nature and keeps functioning within it. So how come it is doing so much? What is propelling that Prithvi? It is as though it has taken a sankalpa. Similarly, the heavens, the mighty galaxies, they are also moving, they are also expressing their own activities as though they have also taken sankalpa. The teacher further says, is sankalpetam vayuscha akashancha. That even if you look at Vayu and Akash, it appears that they have also taken sankalpa. The Akash also remains firm in its own nature. The Vayu also remains firm in its nature. Therefore, in science also they could discover all the laws because the nature is firm, it moves, it functions in the same precise way. Therefore, it is extremely foolish of people to call this world as mithya, illusion. There cannot be anything more foolish than to call the world as illusion, as mithya. as non-existent. The scriptures don't say like that. This is just the imagination of some people. Illusions do not follow precise laws. Non-existent things do not exist itself. So Vayuscha Akashancha, the Vayu and Akash, they have also as though taken Sankalpa. तथा समकल्पेतां वायुश्च आकाशञ्च एतौ अपि संकल्पं कृतवन्तौ इव. They have also as though taken sankalpa. Then sankalpan tapascha tejascha. Even the tap and teja, the heat and the fire which we experience, they also remain firm in their own nature, in their own activity. It is as though they have taken sankalpa. And because of the sankalpa of the heavens, because of the sankalpa of the prithvi, because of the sankalpa of the vayu and akash, because of the sankalpa of the tapa and teja, there is varsha, there is rain. It rains also because the rain gets also propelled by the heat and the earth and the akash, because they perform their activities precisely. Therefore, automatically, everything functions properly. Therefore, there is rain in time. So, tesham sankalptai varsham sankalpate. So, because of them, their sankalpa, the rain also gets the power to shower. It also gets the ability to shower. And varshasya sankalpya annam sankalpate. And when it rains, then the different types of herbs and plants and food are created. So the food also are propelled by the sankalpa of the rain, and the food also does sankalpa. And due to the sankalpa of the food, the different types of beings, they get the food and they get the energy. So annasya sankalptai pranaha. Pranaha means various types of beings. They are nourished by the food which they eat. And sankalpante prananam sankalptaye mantraha. And when these beings, they get nourished, then they get the energy to perform the various types of activities which are revealed in the mantras. So the mantras also gain the energy, gain the strength, because they are also propelled by the sankalpa. So mantra sankalpante, mantranam sankalptai karmani sankalpante, and with the strength of these mantras, the different types of karmas are performed. The karmas gain the ability from the mantras, and when the different types of karmas are performed, one attains the phala. Karmanam sanklupte lokaha. Lokaha means the phala, the result of this karma. So the result also comes propelled by the sankalpa. And sankalpate lokasya sanklupte sarvam sankalpate. So when thus all the phala, the result of karmas, are also propelled by the sankalpa. Therefore, everything is propelled by sankalpa. Everything functions according to sankalpa. Sarvam sankalpate. Lokasya sankalpate. Sarvam sankalpate. Therefore, Shankaracharya ji writes, कि लोकस्य संक्लृप्ते सर्वं जगत संकल्पते स्वरूपो एक स्वरूपावल वैकल्याय एतद् हि इदं सर्वं जगत् यत् फलावसानं तत् सर्वं संकल्पमूलम्. So this whole world, which ultimately culminates in the results, which are the results of all the karmas, their root is in sankalpa. So tat sarvam sankalpa moolam. Therefore, everything is rooted in sankalpa. The whole world is rooted in sankalpa. See, the whole world is also produced when that sankalpa happened in Ishvara. When the whole world goes into pralay, it remains in the unmanifest form, and then the sankalpa comes in Ishvara, and through that sankalpa, the whole world gets created, and the whole world moves by the power of Ishvara's sankalpa alone. Therefore, etad hi idam sarvam jagat yat phalavasanam tat sarvam sankalpa moolam. So this whole world, which culminates in the different types of results, is has the root in sankalpa. Ataha vishishtaha sa eva sankalpaha. Therefore, sankalpa is very special. Ataha sankalpam upasva iti uktva palam aha tat upasakasya. Therefore, the teacher tells Naradji that you meditate on sankalpa as Brahma. You meditate on sankalpa as Brahma. I hope you could understand what I am saying. You also read the Bhagwan Shankaracharya's Bhashya on these mantras and contemplate. Listen to the pravachan again and contemplate on the beauty and the power of sankalpa. Thereafter, the teacher will tell what is the result of meditating on sankalpa as Brahma. Okay? So we will conclude pravachan today. We will continue with this on Wednesday. So till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana, listen to the pravachan again, and we will meet again on Wednesday. हरि ओम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम। बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।